had to be honest for a second. Zach's pissed.
Here's why it's not going down in the DMs for you.
Indie Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this hip scenario. Here we go.
I'm hanging out with my guy, Zach Sparazzo. Zach, I got a question for you.
I'm drinking a gallon a day.
A gallon a day. Zach is getting extra healthy.
And sugar-free for the next 10 days. Get rid of the acne.
Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. You know Zach's serious when he's wearing the Under Armour shirt.
And pants.
And pants. Why do you think artists, rappers,
freaking rappers, dude,
who are popping, got platforms, don't respond back when aspiring, emerging rappers reach out to them to check out their music or to try to connect? Why do you think they don't respond to DMs like that?
1, they don't have time. 2, they don't care. 3, they have a ton of the same exact DMs and they're not going to respond to any of them or look at them.
Well, they look at them. We all look at our DMs.
Okay, 1.
Zach said, first of all, they don't have time. Here's the deal. If you're reaching out, even to me, I have a good amount of responsibilities. I'm not the biggest rapper. I'm not a rap star. But even if you're reaching out to me, I don't have a whole lot of free time to just be sitting there and checking out every single rapper that sends me a song because I'm busy. Because I got a life, because I got a kid, I got a wife, I got, you know, Zach Sparazzo to care for, make sure he don't burn his fish.
Gotta make sure I'm staying sugar-free, getting to the gym. There's a lot. Thank you.
There's a lot that goes into my life. So, 1, he said they don't have time. Time is finite. There's a certain level of time. Number 2, they don't care? I wouldn't say they don't care.
No, I don't know if I said they don't care.
You definitely said they don't care. Oh, okay. I'll rewind it back.
2, they don't care. 2, they don't care.
I don't think it's that they don't care. I think that the more successful you become, especially as an artist, as a YouTuber, as an influencer, the smaller your circle gets. The more successful you become, the more money you make, you start really questioning people's motives and why certain people are around, and you just don't know why certain people are around. And so it could be because people are just genuine people and they want to connect. But the truth is, a lot of people have ulterior motives. How's that fish though?
It's very raw.
It's very raw.
It's the first time I've ever done that.
So 1, they don't have time. 2, it's not that they don't care about you. It's that they have to be guarded to some degree. Okay? They have to be guarded to some degree. And 3, Zach Sparazzo made a great point. 3 is that they get the same message all the time. I get the same. I put a stinking disclaimer in my superphone. You guys don't know what my superphone is. If you do or you don't, my superphone is a way for my fans to shoot me text messages. I chop it up with people. If you're a true fan, hit me up on a superphone. I respond like I'm really engaged. And even on my superphone, a little sign up form, there's a disclaimer. This is not for networking. This is not to get your music heard. I put the disclaimer in the daggone superphone form, and I still, on the daily, I get messages. Hey man, check my music out. Can you listen to my music? Give me some feedback. That's not what the superphone is for, but you're not listening. I say all that to say they get the same messages all the time. That's point number 3. I don't think we need to give them another point. Zach Sparazzo, recooking the fish?
Gotta throw it back on.
I don't think we need to give them a 3rd point, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you want to connect with a rapper, if you want to connect with someone that's influential, if you want to get your music heard, the way to get your music heard is not by asking to get your music heard. That's the way to not get your music heard. The way to get your music heard is 2 ways. Most of you guys won't do either of these, but here are 2 ways. Way number 1 is figure out how to get your own clout, how to get popping, how to get your own thing going. Why? Because when you're popping enough, people pay attention. And that's really what this whole thing is about. Whether it's YouTube music, it's all about attention. The more popping, the more clout you got, the more attention you got, the more people are organically gonna hear about you and wanna check your music out if you are in the same niche market, in the same demographic of audiences as them. So 1, get your clout up, get your weight up. Do something meaningful, do something great, do something remarkable so people will have to stop and leave a remark. That's very difficult to do. The 2nd is to figure out a way.
To be original.
No.
I don't know.
The 2nd is to figure out a way to add value to whoever you're reaching out. So if you're looking for feedback in your music, the way to get feedback in your music is not to ask about feedback in your music. The way to get feedback for your music is to genuinely add value to that person. And so for me, it's very literal. Like, we have Patreon. You want me to check out your music? Why should I check out your music from all the other dozens, literally dozens of messages daily I get from people to check out their music? And I only got, like, I'm barely about to crack 20,000 on Instagram. I got 5,000, just cracked 5,000 on YouTube. I'm not super big, but if I'm getting dozens and dozens of messages on Instagram every single day, I have to do something to distinguish who's real fans really looking to build a relationship with me and who aren't. And those people who are real fans usually want to add value. And so by adding value, it's as simple as just signing up for Patreon, man. Signing up and getting behind what we're doing, pre-ordering an album. Link in bio, yeah, via text, pre-order that. Pre-ordering an album, supporting what we're doing will distinguish you. Now that's the level I'm at. That's what I can do, and that's how I distinguish it. That doesn't necessarily mean just buying something. That might also mean we have a friend of ours, shout out, one of the biggest supporters, Caleb Miller, and he's a supporter, and not that he's always buying the merchandise, and he does, he's bought the merchandise, he's a true fan, but because he also figures out other ways to help us out and to do stuff. So he's edited some vlogs for Zach.
That's my freaking guy.
That's the guy. Shout out to Caleb Miller. He's edited some vlogs for Zach. He's helped me out with some edits where he took all of our music videos for the Via Text project and he made them vertical videos. And it's not that he's like, oh, Caleb Miller, he spends hundreds of dollars on King's Dream merch, of course I gotta check out it. It's not even like that. It's just he's a genuine cool kid who supports us and figures out ways to add value to us. So of course I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel. Of course I watch his content. Of course I listen to the music that he's dropping as he's trying to find his voice as an artist, because I genuinely like the dude and he's figured out a way to add value to me and most importantly add value to Zach Sparazzo. So the action step is if you want to get your music heard, you got to do one of two things. Most of you guys won't, because a lot of people just like to watch this information without applying this information. I don't mind, y'all keep watching. One way is to get your clout up, get your buzz up, get all that stuff popping, and the other, ladies and gentlemen, is to figure out a way to add value to the artist. Now some artists, they got a lot. Guy like Lecrae, he don't really need a whole lot for most of us. Lecrae's popping, he's on, he's made millions. Ain't a whole lot you could do for him. But there are some times you could do something for him. So this week alone, Lecrae was like, yo, I'm on tour in these cities, personal trainers, hit me up. Maybe you're not a personal trainer, but you can make the connection for the personal trainer that you may know somebody in your network that could train him because you're paying attention to his Instagram. That doesn't necessarily mean your music is gonna get heard, but you just figured out a way to add value. You just figured out a way to make a positive impression on somebody that you may want to get in front of at some point in time. And that's what it's about. Too many of us are playing the short game. Too many of us are going right in for the ask, especially you guys that are hitting me up on a superphone. Y'all are going right in for the ask. Hey man, can you check out my music? Hey man, can you give me a shout out on Instagram? Hey man, can you, and it's like, bro, take your time, build a relationship, especially on the level that I'm at. I'm not super huge. I respond to every single DM. I respond to every single superphone text message, but some of y'all just going way too early for the ask, man. We're gonna keep this going in the conversation below. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about this. Am I being mean? I had to be honest for a second. Zach's pissed. I don't know why Zach's pissed. I had to be honest for a second because I feel like a lot of you guys are just wasting your time and you're borderline spamming people trying to get your music heard, and that's just not the wave. And I'll tell you directly to your face. I respond to a lot of these DMs privately, and I tell people straight up, this ain't the way. And another thing, I've made videos about this. Curtis King's made videos about this. Man, stop tagging people in Instagram and Facebook posts that has nothing to do with them. That is so annoying. That's a quick way to get you blocked, quick way to get you unfollowed or reported. Don't do that, okay? Give me a thumbs up, like, notification gang, peace.
I can't keep you in check, so tell your mama about the tattoos up to your neck. Go wear a collar if it goes with the burgundy kids, and tell your father that your night out